St. Louis sports fans, go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie, Randy, Claves, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the Alumni Box with Jamal himself. Monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and support for local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com.
Hey there, I hope you're doing well today. Good day to you. I am Bernie Miklasz, and welcome to the Bernie Show here on STL Sports Central on this Wednesday, December the 3rd. The Bernie Show, as always, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours, and don't forget, DraftKings has launched and is live and legal in Missouri, so sign up by opening an account and join the fun. I am, in fact, Bernie Miklasz. I've been writing and talking about St. Louis area sports since 1985. I'm a veteran. I do 5 videos and write 5 columns a week here on STL Sports Central. I also do a couple of weekly segments on the site with my friend, longtime colleague, Randy Carricker. You can catch me frequently throughout the week on multiple shows on KMOX FM and AM, and I am proud to be a part of the KMOX sports team. All right, today's topic, it's an active one. What should the Cardinals do with Brendan Donovan? Trade him? Keep him? What do you think? Leave your comments as always. I'll tell you how I feel, but I'm going to go through it. Well, from the standpoint of keeping a diminishing fan base happy, trading Donovan would mean subtracting one of the team's most popular players. And in reality, I think we can make the case. It's hardly a stretch to say that Brendan Donovan is the most popular Cardinal. And part of that is because the Cardinals are low on star power, but he's a mighty appealing player. So fans love him. They have every reason to. Donovan was a lone representative on the team, National League All-Star roster in 2025. No other Cardinals made it. He was drafted and developed by the Cardinals, so he's one of theirs. And we have watched him grow in St. Louis. I remember I was really excited when they brought him up early in 2022. And he is definitely a part of the Cardinals family. I think over the last 2-3 years, he's been a big part of the Cardinals family. And I'm talking about the family that also includes the fans. Donovan is also an emerging team leader, a man of tremendous character who sets a terrific example for his teammates. Donnie will be 29 next season, but he's still, at least for now, in his prime, having posted the best batting average and slugging percentage of his career in 2025, and also his second best OPS. And a lot of the stuff is still really, really strong. Donovan has been a consistently good hitter the entire way since the Cardinals promoted him to the big leagues early in 22. His plate approach is basically a model for how it should be done. He makes pitchers work. He pounces on strikes. He grinds out at bats. He chases some, but not as much as many hitters do. He draws walks. He hits for average. He has solid power from the standpoint of no, he's not Jim Edmonds circa 2004, but he slugs over 400, and that's at above league average. He also uses the entire field. One of the reasons why I love watching the man hit. During his big league career, the left-handed hitting Donovan has had 192 hits when he pulls a pitch, 165 hits when he drives the ball straight away, and 141 hits to the opposite field. Boy, he moves that ball around, doesn't he? You can't set up a defense for him. Say, well, we'll take that away from him, because he'll hit it left, he'll hit it center, he'll hit it right. That's a professional hitter, and the symmetry of where he places those pitches when he connects, it's pretty beautiful, really. Over his 4 big league seasons, Donovan's .282 batting average is higher than that of Bryce Harper, Mookie Betts, Manny Machado, Stephen Kwan, many, many others. His .361 on base percentage is higher than that of Rafael Devers, Ketel Marte, Corey Seager, Matt Olson, Jose Ramirez, and many others. His slugging percentage is slightly above average, as I mentioned. It's .411 in the big leagues. And that's higher than a bunch of left-handed hitters, including Trent Grisham, Michael Conforto, Ryan McMahon, Cedric Mullins, and Tommy Pham. Yeah, the big, powerful left-handed hitters. I mean, I'm not trying to make the claim that he's Kyle Schwarber, right? But his power plays fine. A lot of doubles in there, too. Donnie's career 772 OPS puts him above Matt Chapman, Randy Arozarena, Ryan O'Hearn, and JT Realmuto, again, among many others. His adjusted runs created, otherwise known as weighted runs created plus, WRC plus, gobbledygook. Anyway, it's 19% above the league average, which puts him on a list of 306 qualifying hitters over the last 4 seasons. Donovan is number 55 on that list. That's pretty damn good. If you're 55 among 306 in terms of weighted runs created plus. During his 4 seasons as a Cardinal in the big leagues, he's got the 15th lowest strikeout among the 306 hitters. His walk strikeout ratio is the 17th best among the 306 hitters. And of course, Brendan Donovan's defensive versatility is a huge plus. As a Cardinal, he has played at 6 different positions: second base, left field, third base, right field, shortstop, first base. Also has DH'd from time to time. And while 81% of his major league starts have been either at second base or left field, he has the respectable ability to handle other spots. And that's beneficial to any manager who wants to have that, be able to move the pieces around. There's so much to like here, so much to love here, really, about Brendan Donovan that you wonder why Chaim Bloom would move him out of here in a trade. It's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question, and I'm going to tackle it when we get to my second segment. After I first tell you about DraftKings being officially open for business in the state of Missouri. We're the show me the money state now. And Missouri residents, time for you to link up with DraftKings. Get started on America's top-rated sportsbook app. DraftKings is live and legal. You've been waiting. It's here in our state. So let's go. Now you can make every game even more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, props, and so much more. And you do it all for your phone. It's all safe and secure and easy to use. Missouri sports fans know all about game day in any sport. Tailgates, the noise, the passion, the excitement, the color, the vibe. And now with DraftKings Sportsbook, you can bring that same energy to every snap, every touchdown, every slam dunk, every goal scored, and every three-point shot on a basketball court that splashes through the net. And right now, Missouri customers, new Missouri customers, can bet $5, just $5, to unlock $300 in bonus bets. It's instantly by using the code STL Sports. No waiting or nonsense, just pure action, immediately powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. So let's do this. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code STL Sports. It's important for you to use that. It also helps us out. Use the code STL Sports. New Missouri customers, as I mentioned, $5. That's it. $5 bet. You get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code STL Sports. Don't forget to use it and unlock that $300 in bonus bets with only an initial $5 wager. And the crown is yours in partnership with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. So, one more time, for additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. All right, segment number 2. Let's dive in on today's Bernie Show. Second take. With baseball's annual winter meeting set to open this coming Sunday in Orlando, Florida, the home of Disney World, Donovan's name will be mentioned more times than Mickey Mouse or Buzz Lightyear, maybe even more than Goofy. And he's not Goofy. I'm just saying. He'll be mentioned more than a lot of Disney characters down there this week. Anyway, an estimated 15 teams have reached out to Chaim Bloom to check on Donovan's availability. Oh, no, he is available. Not that it's going to happen at the winter meetings, but ESPN's Jeff Passan thinks there's a 75% chance of Donovan being dealt this offseason. That sounds about right, because he's an all-around asset that teams covet. Donovan can lead off. He can bat second. He can bat third. You can put him pretty much anywhere in the lineup. And he's a really good situational hitter. He knows when there's a time to walk. He knows when there's a time to hit the ball the other way to get a single. He knows there's a time where you look for a pitch you can pull, where you need to catch up. You're behind on the scoreboard. You got a chance at a 2 or 3 run homer. You see the pitch you want, you pull it, drive it, get it in the air, and gone. And you can also use him at every position except pitcher, catcher, and center field. He probably could play center field a little bit, but you wouldn't want to make that his home. So I'm going to return to the question, why would the Cardinals want to trade him? A guy that I just described. Rebuilding your roster doesn't mean you have to purge every player that's got ultra practical value, some star appeal, and popularity. Your fans love them, and I'm guessing Cardinals ownership would like to give their fans a reason to buy a ticket and to come to Busch Stadium perhaps more often in 2026. Donovan won't be making a huge amount of money over the next 2 seasons and final 2 years of his arbitration scale. And then he's eligible to become a free agent in advance of 2028. So right now, the cost of keeping him is for what you're paying him is a bargain. It's not anything extensive or overly expensive in baseball terms. But here are also at least some of the options or the reasons why Donovan moving on is a sensible option in terms of a trade. Number one, the Cardinals are rebuilding and they're start that again. The Cardinals are rebuilding and are highly unlikely to contend in 2026, 2027. And that's putting it mildly. So that means Donovan's talents would be wasted in a lost cause type of situation for the next 2 seasons as the Cardinals remake their big league roster, which is overdue and necessary. And not that it's his fault, but Donovan's value, if he stays, even if he plays great, it's not going to lead the Cardinals to the promised land ahead of schedule. So there's a pragmatic aspect to this. Number 2, the fact that Bloom is making Donovan available for a trade confirms something that I think we know already. The Cardinals are unlikely to offer Donovan a contract extension that would keep him in St. Louis through the rebuild. And then what comes after that, the eventual return to winning baseball, contending baseball, so on and so forth. So what's the point of keeping Donovan around for 2 more seasons only to get nothing in return except a draft pick when he walks away as a free agent? One of the worst things a rebuilding club can do is squander a tradable asset at the beginning of a rebuild, a tradable asset where he still has 2 years left on his controllable contract, making him a guy that is ideal for so many other teams that are contenders and have championship aspirations. And on the other hand, for a team like the Cardinals in their current situation, a long-term plan is the most important consideration, and that overrides any short-term temptations to keep Brendan Donovan. Again, it's just pragmatic. It's nothing personal. I love Brendan Donovan, right? All right, number 3, JJ Wetherholt, the number 1 prospect, will make his big league debut in 2026. There's already pundits out there predicting him to win the National League Rookie of the Year award next season. I think he is primed for stardom. I think he is for real. I don't think it's any BS. Natural born hitter. His best position is second base, which is, of course, Donovan's most active defensive station. And Wetherholt, like Donovan, bats from the left side. So the Cardinals do have a lack of balance. And Chaim Bloom has said that, yeah, they'd be interested in clearing out a left-handed bat or 2. This particular left-handed bat would get you the most in a trade. Number 4, sure, if the Cardinals trade Nolan Arenado, Wetherholt or Donovan could shift to third base. But as of now, Bloom would like to give Nolan Gorman his first full season under the new baseball regime, and that would mean Gorman playing third base if Arenado is dealt. And I know you don't like hearing that. I'm just explaining it. If Bloom changes his mind and trades Gorman, then perhaps he would alter his thinking on what to do with Brendan Donovan this winter. See, this isn't about Donovan being a better player than Gorman. Why would they trade Donovan? He's better than Gorman. Nobody in the world says otherwise. But this is about the new front office regime having a chance because they're in charge of everything now. And Chaim Bloom and Rob Cerfolio have hired a lot of people, smart people, brought into the organization. They've also redone their analytics department, and so many other tools and resources are available now. The new regime They want their chance to see if they can get Nolan Gorman going by lowering his strikeouts and lowering his swing and miss, and setting him up to blast a lot more home runs, which is a smart thing to aspire to when you have some time on your side, because it's a rebuild. And if that happens, then Gorman could provide the dynamite for a sickly lineup that is alarmingly short on power. I've said this before. I got no problem with the new regime wanting a chance, their own chance, first time, to see what they can do to get Gorman right, because the upside could be tremendous. Number 5, as we mentioned, Donovan will be 29 next season. That ain't old, but for as hard as he plays, he gets banged up a lot. There's a chance of him wearing down. As is, I checked the StatCast stuff today. He's got slow bat speed, real slow bat speed. According to StatCast, his batting run value was only a tad above average last season, and the worst of his career so far. In addition to that, the metrics show Donovan slipping defensively. Hey, don't scream at me, okay? I'm just passing along the information. If you choose to disregard it, which is totally cool with me, I'm just passing it along. I do worry about him wearing down and getting hurt even more, right? Number 6, final thing here, but I got more to say after that. Donovan's trade value is at its highest point, the maximum right now. The team that gets him, that acquires him, can count on 2 full years of their club control. So it makes total sense for Chaim Bloom to sell high instead of stalling and waiting and having to sell Brendan Donovan in a trade lower for a lower price, maybe doing it where you're trying to, you're kind of rushing to get something. You don't need to put yourself in that situation, because the most important consideration here, obviously, and by far, is the package of talent the Cardinals would receive in exchange for Donovan. I don't know what Bloom is specifically looking for. It's not like he's going to tell us about that. But with so much interest in Donovan, which I believe is totally accurate, I got to believe the Cardinals would receive a strong return that will, in fact, enhance their future, again, which is the whole damn point of a rebuild. When I return for my third segment, I'll offer some final thoughts on the Cardinals, Bloom, and Donovan. But right now, I got to do some motivating to nudge the gentlemen out there to try some BlueChew as a way to jumpstart your personal, intimate, pleasurable relations with your partner. Listen, I know what BlueChew has done for me, and I'm going to be applying for Social Security later this month. So I don't care what your age is. I want you to at least try BlueChew to find out what it can do for you if you're having some of those problems that I had before I discovered the wonders of BlueChew. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for enhanced performance for those special and pleasurable times with your partner. So if your bat's been dragging, BlueChew can help you power up. You want to turn that soft contact in a hard contact, boom. Well, pop some BlueChew. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you are approved, you'll soon receive your prescription at your doorstep. No fuss, no worries, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And on top of that, your first month of BlueChew is free when you use the promo code Bernie, BERNIE. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code Bernie to get your first month free. Only cost to you is the $5 shipping fee. That's a great deal, so jump on it. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for not only sponsoring the Bernie Show, but for helping the guys out there who could use the help and want the help. All right, thank you for supporting our sponsors. Really, really appreciate that. Welcome to the third and final segment. And here's the one thing you need to know. As has been reported by Katie Wu of The Athletic, the Cardinals would have to be, quote, blown away by an offer for Donovan to trade him. No discounts, no lowball offers will be tolerated. Lowball offers will be swiftly rejected. And that's exactly what Bloom should be saying, putting out there. The problem is when we hear the Cardinals have to be blown away, that kind of characterization is put in the public space. It creates hope with some fans that, hey, maybe there's a much better chance of Donnie staying here. And, that creates hopes that could be kind of false hope, right? That would even make it more disappointing if it doesn't come through. See, I see it a different way. I see this as Bloom using strategy, letting teams know that, hey, there is no reason here to even waste anybody's time trying to play small ball and trying to, heist Donovan away for the Cardinals for a cheap price in trade value, what's coming back to St. Louis. Bloom would be an idiot if he didn't set those terms and hit that message hard to make it clear that the Cardinals want a deal that's going to make them happy, and they don't care whether the other team's happy with having to give up that much. So I wouldn't take that Cardinals going to have to be blown away as some sort of clue that, hey, they may keep him after all. They are very much looking to trade Brendan Donovan, but it's got to be for the right offer. Could I see Donovan staying? Yeah, and I'm not flip-flopping or waffling, but yeah, there's always a scenario where he would stay. What if Bloom can't find a new home for Nolan Arenado? Well, that blocks off third base for Donovan, Gorman, Wetherholt, even Thomas Ajacey is part of a platoon. What if the Cardinals, the Arenado thing's kind of intertwined. If they can trade Arenado, I think it would make it easier for them to just move Gorman there to third base. And then that kind of would block, that would still block off Gorman and the others. What if the Cardinals find an active market for Lars Nootbaar? He's recovered from double knee heel surgery, but Bloom claims the interest in Noot is high. We'll see. But if Noot is traded, then Donovan could be used a lot more in left field. Of course, this also depends on a potential trade of Wilson Contreras, which would open first base for Alec Burleson. You see, this is complicated. One part of it is very simple, which I'll get to in a minute to close this out. But this is complicated because the trading of Donovan, at least in theory, comes down to the trading of other Cardinals. It's certainly a factor. Or not being able to trade other Cardinals. If Arenado and Nootbaar are still here, well, you almost have to trade Donovan because you're not going to be moving him around as much, right? Anyway, I think I'm talking too much about that part. I don't want to get lost in my own verbiage here, so I apologize. I have a different stance. Forget about moving the pieces around. Forget about who else is traded. If Bloom receives an attractive offer for Nootbaar, then boom, trade him, period. If Bloom gets an appealing offer for Contreras, then trade him. If the Cardinals trade Nootbaar and Contreras, well, that should not change their thinking about what to do with Donovan. This is a kind of a unique opportunity the Cardinals, haven't had for a long time. He is their most valuable trade chip. And if an enticing, exciting trade proposal comes his way, Chaim Bloom shouldn't hesitate, not for 1 minute. Make the damn trade because it's the best move you can do with this roster to enhance the Cardinals' long-term future. And once again, my friends, that's the entire freaking point of a rebuild. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to set up your account for the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Take care. Hello there. I'm Bernie Miklasz, and I want to take a minute to brag about everything that we're doing here on STL Sports Central. But first, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you a quick story because I think you need to hear it. When this site began a few months ago, whenever it was, right, I was curious to see what I would find here. I love sports content, but I can be a little picky. I want it to be consistent. I want it to be smart. I want it to be fun. I want it to be something I can count on. Not every now and then, but every day if possible. Well, listen, I got all of that and then some. I was simply blown away by the huge amount of content, good content, quality content, a variety of content on this site. Hey, there's Cardinals coverage with Card Central 365, which is there for you every single day. 365 days a year. You're going to stay up to date with a great cast of hosts, my friends that include Brendan Schaefer, Mike Claiborne, Joe Roderick, Stephen Carey, Ryan Fagan, and many more. And that's not all. There's post-game shows after every game. In fact, this is about the Cardinals coverage, but there's post-game shows after every game, any St. Louis sports team. college or pro. It's amazing. And these post-game shows feature the hosts that I've already mentioned, plus in terms of the Cardinals post-games, plus Sarah Daly and Ethan Hannaford. And I'm in the bullpen in case they want to bring the old reliever out so I can holler about something. Hey, long story short, and I wasn't very short, but here's the story. I was so impressed with STL Sports Central, I knew something right away. I wanted to be part of the team, and so I am. Here I am. Please join us all. There's nothing like this in the St. Louis sports market. There is nothing like it in this market. There never has been, and we are breaking that ground. We are changing the way St. Louis sports fans consume their sports content. I'm proud to be on the squad. Thank you, and join us.